Hi and welcome. Let me show you how to resize a disk with the current version of WVDAdmin from 128 GB to 64 GB. You can do it on the virtual machine, right click and click on Shrink OS Disk, and that will convert the disk automatically. First, it creates a storage account and will then upload the original disk to the storage account, will shrink the disk in a way to reuse it later, and after that it will be reattached to the existing virtual machine. And the good thing is you can use this virtual machine, normally the Golden Master, to later create an image, a 64 GB image, and roll it out as session host. So that will take a while and is here fast forward. So I hope you have some time to wait, but the good thing is the process will work automatically. So at the end it goes faster, so only the bits not having zero values will be copied to the storage account. So it's cleaning up. Let us refresh and you can see it's now a 64 GB disk attached to my Gold Master. So after that, click on Reload All, that is important, and after that you can then create an image from this resize, from the shrink virtual machine. So that takes a few minutes. The good thing is later you can use this image to deploy session hosts with smaller disks, which cost less money. And the best thing is you can use ephemeral disks having smaller VM sizes to provide users session hosts, maybe one user to one session host, with a small size, which is not so expensive. So let me show this very fast. There's the image. Deploy the image to a host pool and then select a small virtual machine size. So the D4DS normally or only have 100 GB cache memory, so you could not use it with a big virtual machine disk image, but you can use it with a 64 GB image. And on the right side, I do the same with my new project called Hydra. Check my GitHub page if you want to test it. And in this case, I use it to extend the auto scaling to have in the morning some session host on a ephemeral disk running to provide free sessions to the user. And I use the Power on Connect feature from Microsoft to later start additional existing virtual machines, which are still deallocated right now, to then add more capacity to my session host on demand. And later, after a while or later at the evening, if the user don't need so much session host, this temporary session host on the ephemeral disk will be deleted. And that happens again in the next morning. So you can see on the left, I try to, or I check for the session hosts. It's the same host pool. Oh, it's another host pool. So it takes a while on the right. So now the session hosts, or the most of the session hosts are available. And let me check this from the WVDAdmin side and let us remove one session host. And the good thing is Hydra will detect that one session host is missing and will roll out a new session host to scale up the host pool like the configuration. So and then log in to one of the session hosts. I deployed with a 64 GB image based on ephemeral virtual machines, the smaller size. That takes a second. And then we should see in the disk management that we are on a session host with a smaller disk size, and in this case based on an ephemeral. I know I repeat myself, but I love this ephemeral stuff because it doesn't cost money for the disk, because it uses the cache on the hypervisor, and it is fast. So I start more and more using them. Thanks a lot.